Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of News You Can Use. I am your host, Thera Martin Milling. Glad to be with you once again. Today on the program, we're going to be talking about Islamic Heritage Month. It's now. It's the month of October, and Baba Kenya, the director of all that's going to be happening, he is here in the studio with us today. And then when we turn the page, I am excited about being able to present to some and introduce to others a dynamic sister by the name of Traci Smith, one of the co-founders of Traci's Bio, and they're talking about breast cancer survival. All of that and more in this edition of News You Can Use. We'll be back in just a moment. Hello once again, everyone. If you just turned your set on, I'm here to tell you we're talking about Islamic Heritage Month in this first portion of our program today. And thank you for joining us, those of you who are watching right now. And welcome to you, Brother Baba Kenya. We appreciate your presence on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, it is my honor to talk about Islamic Heritage Month and all that's going to be happening. I don't know if you can get everything in because I have this beautiful brochure, beautifully designed brochure, a 4-panel brochure, double-sided, lots of information. How much can you tell us?
Well, Islamic Heritage Month was commissioned by the city of Philadelphia during the final year of the administration of Mayor Michael A. Nutter. It was a great asset and is still a great asset to the community. Yes. Because it provides a platform, an opportunity, a venue in which the general community as well as the Muslim community can come together during certain days and share in the history, the culture, the arts, the contributions to world civilization that the Muslim world has brought into world civilization.
So what I am holding in front of me is a replica of what Mayor Michael Nutter gave while he was still in office?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. I don't know if it shows up at all on the screen, but it is beautiful and so well worded and long overdue. Councilman Curtis Jones, was he involved at all in helping to make that happen?
Not in this.
Okay,
no.
okay,
No.
All right. But so there's that, and hats off to our former mayor,
Yes.
Mike Nutter, for helping to get that in
Yes.
place. This is a beautiful piece that you have here that you're sharing with us on the program today. This Islamic Heritage Month billboard, I'm going to call it.
It's actually our banner and our logo. Yes.
Beautiful, beautifully done.
Thank you. Thank you.
So tell us about some of what all is going to be happening.
Well, we have 5 weekends of public programming. Okay. Out of the 5 weekends of public programming, we have approximately 17 to 19, depending on how you count them, activities and events. They range in everything from drama to music to performance arts to visual arts, movies, lectures, museum exhibits, art exhibits, and et cetera, et cetera. So we've gathered together some of the finest collectives of various personages who are involved in these particular fields. Case in point, we had Dr. George Saliba with us this past Saturday from the Columbia University in New York. He did a presentation on the Islamic origins of the Renaissance. And Dr. George Saliba was one of the consultants for the internationally renowned traveling museum known as the 1001 Amazing Contributions from the Muslim World. It's a very large, a very exquisite traveling museum that has toured the world and was here in the United States briefly, I believe in California. We saw it in Washington, D.C. at National Geographic. And it was just so impressive that we had to reach out and see who we could garner from that particular group.
Now, this piece that you have here,
Yes.
is this one of the copies of what will be shown with the traveling museum?
Well, this is a 1759 enlargement of a handwritten copy of the Quran. This particular book it's a complete bound copy, and this is the very first page of it, which is the opening chapter of the Quran, called Surah Fatiha. This particular book that this comes from is about 4 to 5 years older than Thomas Jefferson's Quran in the Library of Congress. And we have the book on display.
You're teaching me something new. I didn't know Thomas Jefferson had one.
Yes, he had a George Sale English language translation that was published in 1863. Actually, he read and studied the Quran and used some of the various precepts that are contained in there to develop sections of the United States Constitution. Dr. Denise Spellberg actually is the author of a book entitled Thomas Jefferson's Quran. And she came here during the Democratic National Convention and did her presentation and was amazed to actually see our relic as well as to hold it and be photographed with it. So,
wow, that's interesting.
yes.
Very interesting. You learn something new every day. Now, some of the activities, will they happen here in the West Oak Lane section of the city at that beautiful Masjid Allah that you have on Washington Lane and Limekiln Pike?
At that intersection,
Beautiful.
Yes. Yes, all of the activities are there. Yes.
I had never been in there before your annual walkathon, which was approximately 3 weekends ago. And it's so interesting to me because I grew up for a portion of my life on Ogons Avenue at the 7300 block, which is right there at 73rd and Ogons Avenue, just a step away, walking distance. And I remember when my family first purchased a home on Ogons Avenue that the Masjid Allah, back in those days, it was a Jewish synagogue.
Yes, it was Temple Sinai, I believe.
Okay, yes. And then it sat empty for some time, and I was thrilled when one day I looked up and I saw that it had become a Masjid Allah, a mosque, and then to never go in until approximately 3 weeks ago. I was like, wow, it's beautiful in here. Absolutely a beautiful, beautiful place of worship.
Yes, yes. We have a tremendous amount of respect for the faiths of other people. And with that, we retained some of the original architecture, the historical architecture from the Temple Sinai, the synagogue there. And we've had people who actually used to attend that synagogue. They had their bat mitzvahs there and celebrated various holidays. And they came back to visit during our various programs, and they were amazed to see certain things that were still familiar to them. They were still intact. We left those in place.
That's special, and I'm sure it must have been a great feeling for the people who used to worship there when it was a Jewish synagogue. So that is exciting too. What else might you tell us about over this month? Like, I know that some of the events are ticketed events.
Well, there's only 2 remaining ticketed events. The first one is entitled Songs in Praise of Allah, and it features performers or performances that espouse some type of praise or gratitude to God, period. We have a group from Morocco that's performing, Inove Ganawa. They are an exceptional performance group. They do a really original, traditional style of musical presentation, the dance, the gymnastics, and they all, their culture actually originated from the Africans who were taken into slavery from the Moroccan invasion of Songhai in the 15th century. So this has a North and West African root to its base. Very colorful costumes. They really put on an exceptional show, and they're actually a favorite of the Heritage Month programming. So we've invited them back. This is their 2nd year performing. We also have a young man who, his name is Faisal Latif. He is, I believe, of Pakistani origin, college student. He has a beautiful voice, amazingly beautiful singing voice. He also does spoken word, and as well as Quranic recitation. So he produces a sort of fusion of the three in his performance. So he'll be there as well. The other ticketed event that we have is called Forbidden Love. And it's a sort of true-to-life biopic drama about what happens when two teenagers from two families of two different faiths fall in love, and the frictions and the problems and the misunderstandings also that come forth and are eventually resolved throughout the story. This is another favorite that we've invited back for the second time.
Sounds good. So now we're running out of time real quickly, but the last thing that I would want to ask you is the general public welcome to come to some of the...
Everyone is welcome.
Because it's time for more understanding,
we tell
bridging
people,
understanding, so that people understand the different
cultures. Bring your family, your friends, your neighbors, your co-workers, even people you don't know. Bring them all. They're all welcome. Yes.
Okay. Well, this is all good, and I'm excited for what is going to be happening all month long. It is Islamic Heritage Month, everybody, and if you never heard of it before, you got educated today. If you want to know more information, there's a website people can go to?
Yes, there's actually two websites. The first one is IslamicHeritageMonth.strikingly.com, and the second one is our Facebook, Islamic Heritage Month on Facebook.
Okay, we'll keep all that in mind. I want to thank you, Baba Kenya, Brother Baba Kenya, for coming, representing so beautifully on behalf of the Masjid Allah and Islamic Heritage Awareness Month. We're excited for you. We know it's going to be great, and I look forward to getting back over there because I felt welcomed and just a part of everything that you all did 3 weeks ago when I participated with the walkathon. So thank you again, sir.
Thank you, my pleasure.
And peace to you, peace to you. All righty, we're going to keep it moving as we go forward with this edition of News You Can Use. Up next, I have Traci Smith, the co-founder of Traci's Bio, and two of her lovely pink ladies along with her to tell their story. Stay with us.
I'm starving. I could eat the entire container. Ooh, these are good. I love me some goldfish.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm not really hungry right now. I think I'm just gonna make myself something later. Just eat at home. Alright, I'll talk to you later.
Man, I'm stuffed. One more snack, though. This chip and dip looks pretty good. Ugh, I can't believe I ate all this. I'm ashamed of myself. I couldn't even look myself in the mirror.
You are now watching LaSalle TV.
Hi, I'm John. I'm Eddie, and we are hosts of LaSalle TV's favorite game show, Q&A.
Hey John, I got a question for you. All right. At what time can viewers catch new episodes of Q&A on LaSalle TV? Is it A, Monday at 6:30, B, Tuesdays at 9:30, or C, all the above?
Is it C?
It is C, all the above.
All the above, wow.
Be sure to check out new episodes of Q&A only on LaSalle TV.
Self-evident that all men are created equal.
The torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans.
The American dream need not forever be deferred.
This is the richest and the most powerful country.
Oops. Get on top of it before they do. Every 24 minutes, tipped furniture or a falling TV sends an injured child to the emergency room. Preventing tip-over incidents is easy, inexpensive, and only takes 5 minutes. Learn how to secure your furniture and TVs to protect children at anchorit.gov.
It's about putting others first. It's doing your best at whatever you do. It's about being honest with yourself, with everything. It's all of these. It's more. It's commitment. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Well, hello everybody, we're back. I told you we'd be back with Ms. Traci Smith and company, 2 of the Pink Ladies. I don't know how many Pink Ladies there are. I think there's more than, well, I know there's 11 this year. There were
13 last year.
13 last year, and I think everybody wants to get on board with Traci's bio because it's so good, it's so positive. Ms. Traci Smith, let me present you to our audience at LaSalle TV.
Thank you.
And thank you for bringing 2 of your Pink Ladies with you. Please introduce them.
And this is Lynette Milling. And this is, help me out. Sarita Harris.
Sarita and Lynette, we thank you all for being here as well. You were fabulous on this past Friday, September the 30th. We were at the African American Museum downtown Philadelphia where they celebrated the unveiling of a new edition. This is book 2, The Pink Sister Chronicles 2. This is the 2nd book that you've pumped out in 2 years. Yes. And you all are so good. The mayor came out to hang out
how about
with you
that?
for a little
How
bit
about
on Friday night.
Exactly.
Tell us about how the book got started. Tell us a little bit of your story, if you would, Traci.
And so, fighting breast cancer for 3 years, I guess I sort of kind of placed that out and open. It was very transparent in regards to my fight. And so a publisher came to me and said, would you be willing to tell your story? I didn't think my story was interesting to any other person fighting breast cancer, but through my organization, I was helping a lot of ladies and having certain events in regards to uplifting their spirits. And so they said, well, you're doing wonderful things in the community. Did you ever think about asking the ladies that you served? And I was like, you know what? I think that might be interesting. And so the ladies that were part of Traci's bio, I asked them, do they want to tell their story to be transparent in order to help other ladies, and they said yes. And so that started with book 1, and then book 2, and now I have a waiting list for book 3.
Wow.
How about that, right?
It was amazing. Again, just go back to September 30th for half a second. Standing room only at the African American Museum, and that's not a small place by a long shot.
Exactly.
And people not only were standing, they stayed standing. They didn't, like some people would get the huff and I'm not going to stay. I can't. I don't have a seat. They stayed with you, they love you ladies. They love you ladies.
They did. Yeah. I was actually surprised by that. I really was. So I didn't see the whole crowd the whole entire time. I know we anticipated to have at least 150, and for it to be double plus more was just amazing.
Yeah. Amazing. Traci's bio, B-I-O, stands for?
Beautiful inside and out, because sometimes in order for you, especially when you're going through breast cancer and so much is taken away from you, you have to use your inner beauty to exude outside your outer beauty. So it means beautiful inside and out.
Tell us just a little bit of your story, if you would. Like, how did you meet this wild, crazy lady?
Well, our meeting was a little different than most people. I was doing, you know, some work in the community around, you know, empowerment and, you know, sexual health and empowerment. And Traci, of course, was doing her work around, you know, breast cancer awareness. And we just happened to be in a lot of the same circles. And the first time we met at one of the presentations, I was like, I was Facebook stalking you. And she was like, I was Facebook stalking you too. So at the presentation that day, I was talking about my survivorship and how it led to me doing the work that I do. So we instantly got connected, and we knew that from joining forces and just having these conversations, but to really talk about, you know, breast cancer awareness and how self-esteem is something that we don't really identify with when we talk about it. We always talk about survivorship and you beat the battle and, you know, you're living, but we're still sexual beings, and, you know, being able to understand that that has changed. As, you know, as I always say, your reflection of self is different than it used to be.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you, sis?
Yeah, Traci and I were introduced by a mutual friend, And I was just in the midst of me getting ready to have my surgery, and I just shared with her, we have daughters that are the same age, and we had some commonalities. And at the time, my daughter was preparing to go on her junior prom, and it was taking place while I was going to be in the hospital with my surgery. And I shared that with Traci, and she said, I got you. And her team came to my house the day that I was released from the hospital, and the day that my daughter literally went on the prom, maybe 2 or 3 hours after I arrived home. And they had balloons, the red carpet, food, drinks, flowers. I mean, anything, I mean, everything that was appropriate for a princess. And I would not have been able to do that just coming home from having a bilateral mastectomy.
Well, that was a blessing indeed. You are special.
Thank you.
And
Yes,
you
she
two ladies
is.
are special.
Thank you.
And all 11 ladies in this here
Yes,
bar
they
are
are.
special ladies
Yes.
too. And I felt that spirit in the museum on September the 30th as we talked, as we heard little tidbits of your stories, but you gotta get the book if you want to know everything.
Yes, you have
So
to.
how can people put their hands on this book?
We actually have 15 book signings, and so if you go onto our website, Traci, Traci bio. .org. You can see all our book signings, or you can actually order it from the actual website. But if you want to meet us in person and get our signature and our John Hancock, you can actually come out to the book signings. Yes.
Okay, that's special too. That is really special, and
you.
it's going to keep you ladies busy a little
Yes,
bit. But
it's
that's what
exciting.
up for it.
We don't mind.
We don't mind.
Yeah. Now, from the fundraiser, and I was reading the press release that Darisha Miller did, talked about that the money that you raise is going back into fuel other programs that Traci's Bio does. So you have events around the year. You don't just do one event and then that's it and you go quiet.
Right. And so I have yearly events. And so, and I have people who, being sick, I was sick for 3 years. And so luckily I have a business partner. But it does financially take a toll on you. And so people ask me for funds. People ask me, can I help pay their bills? And I have events just to keep us engaged and keep this sisterhood there and make us feel special. So I have a celebration called Pink Love where we celebrate with the families. I have a physical fitness day where we try to be physical fit in our community. And so I do things during the course of the year to keep us engaged and just understand that as a Pink Sister, you have other Pink Sisters that are willing to help you, but it takes funds. And so we do a lot of fundraisers.
Well, I saw a wonderful article in the Philadelphia Tribune newspaper, beautiful picture of you ladies. And then also on television, on KYW TV, they did a wonderful story the other night. And I'm just thinking to myself, Traci's Bio is blowing up big time. I mean, I can see this going nationwide.
Exactly, and little did I know 2 years ago when I was sitting on my porch that I said I wanted to do something, and then here we are now with 2 books and just a great following of people and a great waiting list of people that I have to call to say we're with you and we're here to hold your hand and we're here to love on you while you go through this process, during and even after.
Now, did you find out that you had breast cancer because you went to a regular checkup at the doctor?
And so I'm a product of people who are not paying attention to their bodies. And so I went for a normal routine checkup. And I said, oh, doctor, I have a little bump under my arm. She checked it, and she ushered me that day up to the oncology department and said, I'm going to have a doctor look at you. I had a biopsy that day, and 4 days later, I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. And so I should have been in tune, and I wasn't in tune. And so if my story or the lady's story can prevent any lady going through, or a man, prevent anything that I went through, they went through, we're hoping to tell the story to say, please be on top of your health, be on top of your family history, get your mammograms, and just take care of yourself a little bit better going forward.
We women are always taking care of everybody else.
Lord.
And I think that's how we sometimes, you know, our energy, we're so tired.
That's our therapy. We take care of somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So little did I know that I was walking months. You know, I was stage 3, and so I waited so long that it made me stage 3.
Dr. Edith Mitchell, please say something about Dr. Mitchell from Jefferson University Hospital in Philadelphia.
Here is this wonderful, wonderful lady that is small in stature, but just has this wonderful her background is just amazing. What she has done for the oncology and the breast cancer community, and just her bio is just amazing. And so I was honored and blessed that when I walked into her office, she said, yes, I will write the forward. And so I hope that we remain lifelong friends, because she's doing amazing things in this
the best
community.
in the nation.
Can you imagine that? Exactly. And she
Dr.
graced
Mitchell.
her presence on our book. And so we're just happy that she was there on Friday, gave us great news about, in reference to, if you don't have insurance, call 1-800-JEFFERSON. They want to give you free mammograms.
Okay. Now, in 30 seconds, give me something motivational to encourage women who were recently diagnosed or going through, or are survivors like you three ladies. 30 seconds, something.
I would say be encouraged and have your moment to cry and do what you need to do, but then after that, find out what you need to do to survive.
Yes, ma'am.
Seek out the supports that you have, even though, you know, it's times when you don't feel like you have supports, or you know, embarrassed, or you know, don't want to put stuff on other people. You have supports, and sometimes if it's not supports in family or friends, you have Traci's bio and the bio Pink Sisters to reach out to.
Exactly.
The Pink Sisters.
Yes, the Pink Sisters. We are there for you.
And coming back to you.
And Traci Bio is a new organization. We lived under 2 years, but we are there. If you know anyone that's going through breast cancer, we are there to pray with you. We are there to hold your hand. We are there to help be your extended family. And so if you think you're alone, you are not alone. We are here. Traci's Bio is willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that you're comfortable while you're fighting for your life.
And if you want to look beautiful like these ladies, they'll tell you how to do that real good too. And they may even give you the hookup and fix you up themselves.
Wow.
Look beautiful. I mean, you ladies look beautiful.
Thank
Doesn't
you.
look like you ever had an issue of health at all. You look like the bill of health.
Thank
all
God.
three of you.
Thank you.
And
Exactly.
we do thank God. We do thank God. And I'm just excited about you all. I'm excited about what I can do to be supportive of your next events, and,
Thank you.
and talking it up on the radio and any other way in which God gives us an opportunity to share,
Yes.
to share the information.
And we're thankful for you. We are. You are our angels, so thank you.
Give us your website, phone number again.
Sure. Phone number is 267-897-1050 or tracisbio.org. TRACIS. bio.org.
Now, I know the Pink Ladies are all the wind beneath your wings, but that partner of yours, that business partner, you all have been together for 30-some years.
Exactly.
Her full name?
Phyllis K. Young. She is, when you see Traci, you see Phyllis, and we can't do without each other.
And she's a breast cancer survivor as well?
No, believe it or not, her family, she lost 4 aunts to breast cancer, and so it hit her family hard. And so, you know, that's her way of also staying connected in reference to giving back as well.
Okay. All right, ladies, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
I look forward to having you all again at some point to talk about some other wonderful things you have going on.
Thank you.
All right, I love you.
Thank you.
I love you, sisters.
Thank you.
All righty, that does it for us. Got to get out the way to make way for the next great program coming here at LaSalle TV. Stay with us, and remember, whatever you do, have an attitude of gratitude. It's going to be all right. Stay tuned.